So if you're just getting started in property, this chart will help you understand both the cost of entry versus the ease of entry. The cost of entry is the money you're going to need to get in on each strategy. By the way, if you're starting with no money, this is the money you'll need to raise to get started. We're not going to cover this here, but it's part of a JV triad and be your own bank. This is a scale along the bottom, and it starts from zero money up to about 140 grand to get into one deal. For ease of entry, this being the time and experience you'll need to get in on each strategy. This is on the y-axis, 0 being easy and 10 being difficult. By the way, if you've never got into any of these deals before, then you'll need the time to do the learning. This is an interesting formula, you probably want to write it down. Learning times action equals results. I'll say it again. Learning times action equals results. The results being your first HMO, your first family let, buy to let, or your serviced accommodation. Yep, I think you get it. Now, if we look at the average family buy to let, we need about 40 grand to get in to one deal. The ease of entry is quite low, it's about 2, so it's relatively easy to buy a family let accommodation as long as you know the process. But I'd argue you've got to buy to the right rules. If you've not seen it, it's my 6 C's. Only buy the very best family buy to let properties. I highly recommend you go and watch it before you take any action. You don't want to be buying the wrong houses on the wrong streets. Remember, learning times action equals results. Don't skip the learning, otherwise you'll end up with poor results. And poor results are not going to keep you in the game for long. And if you're gonna, you've got to be playing the long game. Rent to serviced accommodation is a great cash flow strategy which needs relatively little money to get in your first deal. If you've not got £6,000 to £8,000, then you'll need to raise it. The ease of getting in on rent to SA is a little harder than buy to lets, as you'll need to find landlords that will be happy to give you their properties. Then manage them by renting them out on Airbnb and Booking.com, and you can make great cash flow on top. Next, serviced accommodation owned. A great strategy if you already have some buy to lets. Now you need extra cash to convert the buy to lets into serviced accommodation, and you'll need the time to manage them as serviced accommodation. If you're buying then converting to SA, you'll need to buy to 2 sets of rules. The 6 C's for buy to lets and the 7 C's for serviced accommodation. Why 2 sets of rules? Go and watch the video on how to make 60 million from free serviced accommodation. The HMO strategy is a little more capital intensive as we're dealing with larger properties, so the purchase costs tend to increase. Then you'll need to deal with licensing, managing, but also the returns are greater. Finally, holiday let is capital intensive. The properties we're looking for are between £250,000 and £450,000. Because of a sheer size, Sleep 16 Plus, kitting the place out can also be expensive. But once you've sourced, furnished and rented out, the rewards are equally as big. So the ease of entry for holiday let is not going to be easy. You're going to need the time to find the deals, experience. If you've not got the experience in sourcing these types of deals, then you'll need to spend the time learning how to. Then spend time learning how to furnish, and then spend time learning how to rent them out. So money is plays a big part in this strategy. There's going to be a big chunk of money needed to set up in the beginning. So it's not going to be easy, and it's going to cost to get in. With this one strategy, rewards are going to be equally as big. Cash flowing in the region of £30,000 per annum, so worthwhile doing. I hope this has been useful, and if you wanted to invest in property and not sure what strategy to do, I'll leave you with a summary of 6 property strategies that guarantee success in my opinion. If this is helpful, please subscribe, like and share. Thank you.